I work for me, so I can say whatever the fuck I want to.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the illest, to the realest, to the Fouled Out podcast. I am AJ Bellinger and joined always by Bell Jr. and Chad. Boys, I think this is going to be a very exciting episode.
No doubt.
It's definitely going to be interesting. Get real.
It's
in just
going
a
to,
few minutes.
yeah. So what we're talking about tonight is called the Great Crate Debate. Lately, crates have been popping up all over. One of the fast growing series of forms of racing. I'm a big fan of it, a big proponent of it, and I'm glad to see it growing. There's a lot of different things where it's more affordable, throughout the year. It's better for entry level, all that, and we're going to get into all that because we got some mystery guests that are coming in with us.
Oh, we got some real good guests on the show today. I think a lot of people are going to be impressed with the two people that we picked to come on, and exactly where this is going to go to. I think we'll get an understanding of the racers' feel and other folks' perspective.
Yeah,
technical.
Definitely. Be sure to like, subscribe, wherever you're watching from. What I'm going to do, kind of off and on, is switch it back and forth. We've got a chat overlay so that we can throw the chats and the comments from everybody, whether they're watching on Shime Runner, or watching on AJ Bellinger Motorsports, or they're watching, on the YouTube channels or what. They should be able to.
Or AJ Bellinger's Facebook page.
Or AJ Bellinger Motorsports Facebook page too. Yeah. So, what do you think? Should we go ahead and bring our first one in?
Yeah, I think you should go ahead and bring our first guest in.
All right, let's go ahead and do that here.
Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, I should have got like some little
intro music.
Yeah,
he looks like an old rocker from fucking Kentucky.
That's right.
Anyway, so, yeah.
Let's go ahead, and I don't think I.
What would my intro song be?
The suspense is probably killing everybody watching.
No doubt.
There we go. There he comes.
Dave, can you hear us?
I can hear you fine.
All right, perfect. We got Dave Mitchell on here, the promoter and owner of the FOULED Speedway. First, before we get into this great crate debate, we want to just ask you what you got up and coming for 2022 for the racetrack.
Man, we ain't got enough time for all that. I get into that.
Say it fast.
That's gonna be long.
So we're gonna have the late models there more than we did this year.
Every race but one or two, the late model show will be there.
Okay, perfect.
A lot of the limited late models will be there, so a lot of you local guys will be there too.
Hell yeah! So
big races for those guys.
So, Dave, we're gonna we watched on Facebook and we seen a little debate that was going on Facebook, obviously about the crates versus the open wheel modifieds, and so we thought no better person to bring on to sort of debate this with you would be Mr. Ryan Toole, known as the Tool Man. Yeah, you Ryan?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so
welcome.
Welcome.
I'm gonna turn it over to AJ and let AJ get it started for you guys. Just remember, whatever comes to your tongue, say it. We here, we all men. It's all good. This is the time to voice it.
So is that a race car seat, two man?
Yeah, this is actually the little sim racing rig and little tools room. So thought it'd be kind of fitting for tonight's little dog and pony show here.
Yeah,
keep you in the seat, keep you locked in.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gonna need to.
Well, yeah, exactly. You might want to look. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of the crates, and I know I've told you, we've talked in the Facebook group and stuff, and as Bell said, we know you guys kind of are on different sides of it. Dave, I guess maybe the first thing is, I know next year we're going to mostly crates for weekly classes there at Fayetteville. What was your reasoning behind that exactly?
Well, I don't know if it's mostly crates that we're talking about. You've got 4 classes, 2 of them are crates, the other 2's not. The limited late models have a lot of crates in them. So we've got a split of some of them being crates, and the legends are almost considered a crate. You got to buy your motor from Inex, so or have an Inex seal on it, so it might as well be a crate also. So crates are developed by the racers. It's not developed by the promoters. The racers dictate on what we're going to race.
Hey Dave, did you get your spindles from Inex for the legends too? I mean,
You do.
oh, okay. I was just wondering. I was wondering if you might knew somewhere I could get more. Some that were a little different.
I'm sure I can hook you up with one. I know where a good used one's at.
I know exactly. But
Well, go ahead, Bill.
But so in y'all's debate, man, me being a party that don't have a horse in the fight, although I sponsored the ump car and I sponsored AJ, obviously. I'm gonna sponsor Daniel this year in the crate late models. I mean, I get it from the promoter's point of view, and I get it from the racer's point of view because racers want to race and they want to race what they have. But so Ryan, tell us what your deal is as far as I'm just gonna put it out there. You were upset because the umps weren't on the schedule. So just tell us what your deal is with that.
Well, just from a scheduling standpoint, I mean, I've said it for 3 or 4 years now, especially at Halifax, County Line, and Fayetteville, even before the David era, that it's tough to have the UMP there weekly, because Fayetteville, even before David, and now with David, Fayetteville's always tried to run the UMPs as much as they could. And a lot of the other classes really appreciate that. I do get that. But the UMPs just in this small region right here, south of just North Carolina, south of Virginia and north of Florida, it does struggle. But to remove them all the way off the schedule, and not give them a fighting chance for a couple races, or to let a series like Renegades of Dirt or whoever come in and try to take over the promotional standpoint, so the driver or the promoter at the certain racetrack doesn't have to do it, just seemed a little far-fetched to just throw them all the way out to the wolves, and then to bring in these crate cars so much that I'm sure we'll get into here in a minute. So I won't lay it all out right now.
So Dave, what's your response to that? Could you hear Ryan?
Yeah, I can hear him just fine. So it all comes down to numbers when you're a promoter, and who's helping the racetrack, who's showing up, who's actually backing the racetrack, and actually being every week guys. I mean, you get a points fund together and you're spending money having cars come in, and then you got guys that are upset because you want to change the purse because there's X amount of guys that show up, X amount of guys don't show up, so you pay the full purse all year. So you spend 2 years paying purses and watching car counts and having to be on there all the time, begging drivers to show up. Hey guys, pre-register, pre-register, pre-register. Come to the show, come to the show. We love you, we love you. And then the guys don't show up. And then on the other hand, you've got another class over here that shows up. So you have 8 guys that we consider probably loyal. Less than 8 guys ran 50% of our races. So if you only have 14 guys in the area, 30 guys total in UMP cars, but less than 8 run half your races. It's all about numbers.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
Right.
Yeah, because I know the last particular race you had, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you guaranteed money or you paid money, and I think you only
I'm
had
gonna
like
win.
5 cars. Is that
And
right?
2
5
of
or
them,
6 cars.
we had 5 cars, and 2 cars were guys that never even ran with us. So you're down to 3 guys that showed up, and then you have people on the other end when you didn't add them to the show in the first place, and then they come back and they text message you and send you a list of 10. Hey Dave, I've got 10. Please add us to the schedule. And you put those 10 back on there, and you write those 10 down in your book. And 3 out of the 10 showed up. 2 of them wasn't even on the list. So you only had 3 people that showed up for 1,000 to win. So it's $1,900 is what I paid out, and I still paid them.
Right.
That's awesome.
And so,
Not for you, but
Ryan, I mean, I know that you said that that kind of the UMPs are getting big, more up north, and then also, Dave, I know you come from UMPs out there in Kentucky, kind of the Midwest and stuff. But do you think that the UMPs run are still alive in here, or do you like me personally? That's why I kind of jumped ship and kind of went to the crates. I mean, what do you think that we could do to get more guys to make it better?
Well, let's just break down what the cars are that y'all are considering the 602 crates that are the mid east cars. And let me go ahead and put this out there. This is no disrespect to any driver out there that does it, because I've even worked with AJ himself. AJ even knows how I feel about it, but AJ also knows that
Yeah,
my
we
crate
disagree
guys,
on this.
my crate guys get the same amount of love from me that my UMP guys get, if not more, because they do race more. But in the whole grand scheme of things, you have a car, and I build these things. You have a UMP car. You have UMP parts on it, everything minus shocks and motor and a hard tire. So you take all of that and you can't take it anywhere. I know there's guys that run that mid east stuff that wanted to go up to Tyler County to run what is considered their sport mod or B mod class, and they wouldn't let y'all go back. And that's one of the problems that I have is this mid east modified class exists right here, and that's it. So you're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. You're not growing as the UMP class or an open class is trying to grow. It's not that the class needs to go away. It's just the class needs to be revamped. If you're going to allow these top notch cars and equipment to come in there and basically dominate, and anybody with common sense sees who dominates out there and what cars, no matter what class it is. And I feel like we're preaching about crates all the time, and nobody understands the real thing that concerns me. It's the all crate class in UMP car. You're not taking a sport mod car. It's not a 3-link car or whatever. And Bristol proved that when these guys, took off to Bristol and AJ went and all these guys went, and they combined them two classes there because they had to. And by the end of the weekend, the sport mod cars were actually faster than these cars. So what you're really doing is just handicapping a class to appeal to other folks. That this started before David come in and takes it, and boy does he take it. But he come in and it's been thrown in his face that it's the best thing under the sun, and now they got him believing it and showing him numbers. And David's a big numbers guy. He's a smart businessman, but for sure. And he's seeing, oh, it's going to bring the cars, it's going to bring the money. But what cars is it bringing? It's bringing cars that I had to go out and fight to show them that they needed to come run county line and see that this whole myth from 6 or 7 years ago that, oh, crates can run with UMPs. And everybody said, yep, they can. Well, crates can run with UMPs. Donovan Jackson proved that. Colton Beasley proved that. All these guys
No
proved
doubt,
that
Donovan Jackson proved it.
that they
But
could do it.
here,
And Donovan, if Donovan could a couple laps earlier for a couple laps, he would have won $5,000 in a crate. And everybody in crate world would have thought I would have been pissed off. I would have loved it because it proved that the class should be combined if we're going to run them two style cars. They're the same bodies, the same suspension, the same bird cages, all of that crap.
so I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm gonna say this. So Dave Mitchell come from modifieds. That's Dave's specialty. Dave is probably one of the best people in the country on a modified. Um, so I think that it hurts his heart probably to have to do that. But as a businessman and a race promoter, he has to do whatever puts people in the stands and whatever pays the bills. Because
All
at the
right.
end of the day, none of us are going to ask him to send us his light bill and pay it.
Oh,
No
hell
doubt.
no.
I need
No.
him to pay that.
But
That
But
pays me.
but
all right. So if I do cut y'all off, you said it's no holds bars. So
Oh,
no,
just
it's
to
no
Yeah.
holds
just
barred.
to
Just let it go.
just to have to go back to your thing about what puts asses in the seat. It's like I've had a couple guys message me. They called you know, they all saw that crap last night. 90% of the time, I was just trying to. When we see each other man to man, he's gonna say what he wants to say. I'll say what I want to say, and we just go on. That's how David's always been, and that's why I've always respected David in that aspect. But on the other side, you know, putting fans in the stands, and again, this is no disrespect to anybody that drives a crate car, but I don't remember the last time that I went on Facebook, whether it's a Fayetteville post, a County Line post, a Halifax post, which Halifax couldn't draw but 4 crate cars at all, but them go, hell yeah, the 602 crate cars are coming. You know, when they see the big limited late models, the super late models, the UMP cars, them guys, they the ones that won't come out will come out for them couple little shows. And I'm not saying that the stands are dead at Fayetteville by no means. I was a big supporter when they did all the changes, and a lot of people bashed them for it. The racing there is a whole lot better than it's been. But to say it's putting more fans in the stands, I can't prove it, but just from listening to others
Well,
and their concerns, I
well,
got to
Well,
disagree a little bit.
let me interrupt. Let me. Last time we raced, 5 UMP cars didn't bring me no fans. Not a damn one. The 15 or 20, the other guys came. They brought their families. They brought more fans and their families than the UMP brought people come to see. So who am I
well,
going to have to watch? Bring your family
I
to
think
hang out with us.
Dave, I think what people forget. So I'm gonna use Legends for example. Perfect example. So, and me and you've talked about this. Like you said, you looked me straight in my face a year and a half ago, and you was like, "I'm gonna make this a premier class because y'all got a ton of people that come with y'all. The fans are starting to love the race because it's an action-packed little race. Sure, you know, you got those people out there who's like, oh yeah, you need to buy a race car or whatever, you know, but most of those people won't get their ass in and try to drive one of them little things. But what I think you're missing, Ryan, is so think about it like this. So if there's 15 crate modifieds and there's 5 ump cars, and just say on the average that 4 people come with each car.
Which is low for Fayetteville. We're higher than that. We're 6.1.
Absolutely. I'm just throwing a number out there. So that's 60 people versus 20 people. So
and I get that, but we're talking weekly. And if we want to keep talking about the race that was at the end of the year, we were already off the schedule. We were pulled from the schedule. And if I would have been home, I would have done it. But I was more worried about engaged and everything at the time with my family around the holiday.
Oh yeah.
So I don't race
So
around that
where
time
were you
anymore.
July,
I've never
August,
raced around
September,
that time.
October? What do you mean? You missed 4 months.
How did we miss 4 months? We didn't miss 4 months of racing. We missed one race.
Last time you raced was June 6th, June 5th.
When we were pulled off the schedule, my schedule changes. My schedule don't change on a Tuesday or Wednesday when a class is added.
You can't
I've
say you
always
support the
been that
racetrack.
way. I'm gonna be there.
We raced 12 races and you raced 5. You can't say you support the racetrack if you only run 5 races.
I can prove I raced more than 5, but
My race pass will tell you all day long. Through the normal points year, from nut up or shut up to the end of the year, 5 races. You might have raced speed weeks.
Yeah, we race speed weeks and everything. Are we talking crates or are we talking about supporting your track? You took us off that
It don't matter. It's all the same. It's all the same. So,
Hey, hey, Dave. I guess this is directed more to you. Have we ever thought about far as adding weight and run them all together? I mean, is that an option?
Man, there's so much horsepower difference. You're double the horsepower.
Okay.
I don't know if you could add. I don't know if you could add enough weight. Right now in the UMP world, we add weight to help our cars. So my cars always weigh 2,500 plus anyway when they come across the scale. So adding weight would not change nothing.
Okay.
Now, and getting back to
let's go back. I do want to hear Dave's side on this. I mean, we're not talking about who supported what. Is that not a full UMP car that just like AJ's car that he bought from Mr. Wayne and brought to me to?
Hell yeah, it's a full UMP car.
It kept all the same stuff. We changed the shocks.
I agree with you.
So I just think that class isn't going to leave the North Carolina, Georgia region.
But listen, you're 260 Mid-East cars. There's 260 that's in our local area. There's 30 UMPs.
So we're going to cut a division instead of working on building a division that the
I
guy
guess
said that crate motors can go in. But this is a crate motor discussion. So when are we going to get into these fancy little crate motors that everybody's got that they swear are $3,200?
No, they're $4,888. I don't know how much they are. They're $4,888.
I think they actually
What's that?
went up or something, but
No, that is the up price. That is the email that I get from City Chevrolet. So you want to call Joe, you can get one for $4,888.
All right, so you got
Oh, we need to buy a crate
4888.
motor.
Then we're letting these guys go and then we're letting them open them up and blueprint them.
Okay, perfect.
And then you talk $3,000. So then you got that price, and then you got to go out and buy the carburetor to match it to run up front with these guys.
$1,400.
So if so let's just I'm not going to
Say
use
10
names.
grand. Say 10 grand.
So you got
Let's agree on the number.
So
10 grand.
You got 10 grand in a crate motor.
Perfect. 10 grand.
That you're going to put in a car to go out there and run for what now is better money. But instead of taking and raising purses, and this isn't just Fayetteville, and Fayetteville has raised the purse, and Fayetteville did pay the full purse every time. But you're taking all of that money and putting it into a crate motor that I'm wondering why crate guys are telling me that it's costing more to rebuild them. I haven't rebuilt one. I've never owned one.
Well, let me ask both of y'all this.
So throw it away and get another one. So if we're debating that, so let's stop right here. Hey, Bill, Chad, you raised for half the money as my sport mods, right?
Absolutely. And my motor costs more than
how much is your FZ09?
$8,000.
Is that with everything?
No.
That's everything.
You got to pay to get it wired, and you got to and then of course you got to pay for the switch.
Okay, so how much? Real close to 10 grand?
Yeah, right around 10 grand. And that's what I was going to ask you. So
and you run for half the money. So and then if you go to Mullins, which I'm a spec guy, but if you go to Mullins is $20,500 for a bare motor, no distributor, no water pump, no distributor, $20,500. And then
so
you
Ryan,
put the
how much did you pay for your open motor, Ryan? How much you got in your open motor?
The Stage 3 Mullins, for the Stage 3 Mullins that we bought at the end, a sponsor bought at the end of 2015, he paid right at $19,500. It was cheaper back then. Right at $19,500 for everything, complete intake to oil pan. And by the time I put the distributor and water pump carburetor on it, we were at $20,000. And I've been racing that motor ever since then with $4,000 to $7,000 freshen ups every year. I freshen it up every year.
Okay, so $4,000 to $7,000. Why are we debating the money? There's no debating the money.
We're not debating the money that a UMP motor compared to a crate motor. But if you take and you open it up, I don't care if you did what 411 did last year and said you got to get it in. And I saw Chris Parker come. I mean, I knew he'd be watching. Chris Parker takes them. What he says is straight out of the crate, puts them in the car. If you do that, that's a crate motor. When you open these motors up, I don't care who it is. My late great engine builder, Mark Patton, would even tell me that these guys go in there and ask you to doctor them up a little bit. Steve Hendrick just posted right before I got on here that he's seeing more and 25 of them this year of cranks coming in there that are sealed and that have been ground on. So if you're allowed to go in there and work on these motors and mess with them, then it's not a true crate motor. We have to stop saying it's a crate motor.
Well, but I think that I think what it is
I do believe we're policing this class to the point that cheating gets you terrible fines. Cheating gets you thrown out. The engine builders lose their ability to build engines. I believe the guys pulling motors right and left to prove his point and not costing the drivers nothing to get them pulled. So, I mean, I pulled a couple of them at the racetrack myself and took them in.
Okay, so, and again, no disrespect to the one that got pulled and found wrong, but he never got disqualified for his engine being wrong. Bought from somebody who had the wrong valve springs in it. Whose fault was it? You don't know whether it came from the other guy or it came from the guy that
it's the guy that owns the motor.
But if the Mid-East guy sees that it's found wrong, then why wasn't the guy disqualified? So if we're letting these guys go with
Guys were
little things that
disqualified
we're
from our
finding wrong with
guys
the
were
motors,
disqualified. If you don't make Jackson got disqualified.
Yeah,
Donovan
Donovan got
Jackson got
disqualified.
disqualified for his
I
valve
think
springs being bad.
I think you only get a fine if it's within the bolts. The
first
valve
time.
springs.
But he didn't get paid
He
from
didn't.
us.
Yeah, so
Right.
Dave,
We didn't
But
pay him.
so he gets a motor from somebody that's got the wrong valve springs in it, which shows that. And I'm not saying y'all don't police it and check it. What I'm saying is there's a way to help both of these classes if we're going to have UMP car. It's not a crate. Let's get back to the main thing is I don't hate crate motors. I hate that there's so many that are out there not being that. Why not just let it be the old sport mod class that had the cars that got shoved away also, and now we're just crates are this whole great race saving deal. But then you get, I'm telling you, if I could pull this up right now, and out of respect for the guys, I won't do it. The guys that are in the crate class, I'd rather race for more money. If that keeps getting preached, then guess what everybody's going to do? They're going to pay the crate guys more money. But instead of the local builders making money, these guys being able to better themselves and move up, which Jeff Parsons is doing, then it's not going anywhere. It's right here. It's a niche group right here of however many cars you keep preaching that are here, and that's good. They do have a bunch because we all get to go and watch it. And it does bring me customers. I'm not the big thing is it shouldn't
so
be a crate. This
so
is race. I
Ryan, hold
grew up,
on.
David grew up,
Dave,
AJ grew up, when Bill grew up, none of us said, let's go work on our cars, but don't touch the motor. We're
hey, check
flipping
this out though.
air
Before
cleaners over, we're doing all that. These are race cars.
this comment is off the screen, because you just mentioned Jeff Parsons, I want to tell you what Jeff Parsons just said. He said even blueprinted, they don't make. You just took it off, Jay.
No, I'm putting it on
It's still there.
where everybody can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Then you can read it for yourself. He says even blueprinted, they don't make any more power if you get a good one from Chevy. I always put a new one in it and run it straight out of the crate. Eric Bentley posted before that. He said that he just had his freshened up, $2,500.
So everybody wants to know why I prefer the crate over the UMP. I've won 3 UMP modified American Series championships. I, as a promoter, love the crates. As a racer, I'm a UMP guy. That's just the way it is. I moved to North Carolina. UMPs, we can run Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the Midwest. You're not doing that in North Carolina. You have 280 guys that are racing budget on a 602 crate, and that's what I'm catering to. So if you take the average guy,
they don't see is a lot of these guys that I also talk to go, as a promoter, Dave's told me too. He's like, you want to pay the light bill, then you can make the calls. You're right. And I've said, he's got to find the niche that's going to keep his track open. Hey, that's fine. But, as a racer, I'm going to have my opinion just like everybody else has their opinion. But the only ones that have the opinion against what I have are the ones out there that are either, cutting corners or doing whatever. It's known.
It don't matter if you're in UMP. It don't matter if you're in crate. It don't matter if you're in Inex. It don't matter what class you're in. We all looking for the gray area. And those two guys sitting on that screen in front of me, they looking for the gray area. So
100%.
If I'm in a 602 crate, and I plan on running my crate this year, because I took my 2020 Pierce and I turned it into a crate. It's going to be on the gray area. They better look.
And that's what you're supposed to do as a racer. That's why it's a gray area. You attack the gray area to make the tech men figure it out and then make a rule for it. It's not illegal till there's a rule for it. A gray area is not illegal.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
The average person that we race with is 20 to 39 years old. That's our age group as far as drivers and owners.
So a bunch of cheating's going on.
Damn, I'm over
yeah. But the other flip side of that is most of those guys got kids. Most of those guys got new families. They have a credit limit of about $12,000 on a credit card. That's all they got. They got about $12,000 on a credit card as an average. So if you take that average,
damn, y'all got credit cards?
See, that's what I mean. You got to have one. So that's the difference.
I ain't got credit cards. But see, and look, and I get not upset, but I get a little butthurt when folks think that I'm knocking on all these crate guys. I'm not knocking on what you can afford, but there's a lot of times that there's guys jumping into this class going, "We need a crate class," and wanting to jump in it, thinking it's going to be, great to run in, and they still can't compete in it because it's still these fancy ass cars that you got to have all this technology for.
That's
It's
bullshit.
But no, I don't believe that because
100%
actually,
bullshit. That's 100% bullshit.
Donovan's car is
For
was
2006.
like
Donovan wore their
2008.
ass out with a piece of shit.
Oh
But
hell,
but
okay.
at the
That
same
car's
time,
sitting in my house right now. That car is sitting at the house.
Dave,
That
Dave, I
car,
want to say
at
this
my
right
house.
here.
Donovan
I
Jackson's
want
car
to
is
say
sitting in
this
my
right
house
here,
right
Dave.
now.
Exactly.
this
So
right
the
here,
car
and
has to go to somebody that knows for you to go through and you help and all that, which is great. He's gonna
No,
probably get on some
the
good
kid that
deals,
bought
these
it, the kid that
shops.
bought it's a friend of mine. So he's a good kid, and he brought me the car and asked me what I needed to put on it. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if this car beats you, it has nothing to do with technology. Nothing.
okay,
Not one piece
Dave,
of that car.
It's not gonna beat me.
Dave,
It
I
already
want to.
did.
I'm gonna bring back a conversation that me and you had, right? And you
Already
laughed
did.
at me when I said it, right? So after county line, I walked up to Dave and I said, "All them fucking up modified should be a fucking shame." I said, "Donovan just fucking smoked their fucking ass with a straight up piece of shit." Didn't I,
With a
Dave?
$5,000 race car.
Huh?
With a
Did I
$5,000.
not? And the thing of it is, if the right rear don't go away, it ain't even close. He led from wire to wire.
he did.
And now, does that may prove some of your point, Ryan, and saying that they can run with them?
Right.
I don't agree
A
with
little
that
bit, yeah.
at all.
I sit
You
there
say
and
them
check,
both,
and I
you're
get to
right.
take these cars. You got Sam Ball. Sam Ball ain't got the greatest car in the world, and Sam will tell you that. Sam's running in the top three with it. You got a lot of guys that cars you roll up underneath it that ought to be in the front. You got a lot of driver variants in there that makes a big difference. And you got a 2005 Lightning versus a Lethal, brand new Lethal. The Lethal's in the back. The Lightning's up front.
And fucking
It's a
Donovan
third,
Let,
it's a
Jackson
let,
third
will
class.
one.
let's
Yeah.
compare
Donovan can
apples
wheel
to
one.
oranges. So say Austin Holcomb, for example, good friend of mine. I know they I mean, even in the UMP stuff, they got the best of the best.
He's
So
going to. Yep.
no different than Padula. If Austin runs their weekly next year
I got to
and
get
he
on
runs
this.
a crate and y'all pull the crate and the crate's legal and he's got all this equipment, then are these guys going to bitch that Austin Holcomb goes out there and wins 15, 20 wins every race out there in the crates and says, oh, no, then that big dollar team's out dollaring us. And that's how this whole crate stuff come about was it was supposed to help the smaller guys, not the bigger guys. And I don't think it's helping the smaller guys.
I think Austin can win on talent. So I mean, I think Austin's talent and experience. I mean, Austin's been around the racetrack since that boy was walking. I mean, there's a lot different than the
But
guys
should
coming out there for the first time or their second time.
and
It's a whole
not
different
knocking them
league.
for being in it, because if I could afford two cars, especially in this region, as much as I can't stand the class, I'd be stupid not to have a crate modified too if I had to. But so should somebody like Austin Holcomb or Stephen Padula with all these funds be able to go out there and run weekly in a what's supposed to be a starter class, or is it not a starter
Absolutely,
class?
absolutely. Because Eric Bentley and his used car is coming right behind him, and he'll get better. Eric's one of the guys that's going to come up there. They're coming, and they're learning. And you got a guy that Austin in a crate car. If he makes a mistake, he can't get away from them. They're there. They're on top of him. You put him in an ump car, and he makes a mistake, he can still power out of it and get away. In a crate car, man, you got to be on your toes because everybody's so tight. The racing difference is between stretched out or the guys being on top of each other. Just like the legends, they don't stretch out on each other. They can't.
Yeah, because Little Tool usually spins out and causes a caution and brings out the yellow, bunch them all back up. But no, I mean the whole thing is it's not crate motors. It's if we're not going to tech them, then there's no reason to have them. If we're not going to penalize guys, there's no reason to have them. If we're not going to check these cars before they even roll on the track, there's no reason to have them. And there's really no reason to have a niche division that is only in this region. If you go outside of North Carolina, that crate car would have to run in a UMP class because of all the bolt-ons it has on it. That's the it's the same thing with the late models. This a 602 late model is the to me. I'm not knocking them, but it's just wild to me that you can put all of that technology out there on the track with just a 602 motor, and that's racing. And Parker move up to it was actually pretty cool. I mean, never seen him drive a late model. He jumps in it and wins, I think, his first night out in it. But I mean, the things almost got to drive themselves. And the whole theory behind my opinion is, like I said earlier, growing up, we didn't go out there, work on our hot rods and only change the tires and shocks. We changed the motors, we changed all that. Is it still have the crate mod class? Yeah, if that's what the niche is, fine. As a businessman, you got to do it. But to get rid of UMPs altogether is crazy. No matter if it's Fayetteville, if it's County Line, if it's in Virginia. And I think David's probably been up there, and AJ's heard me talk about it. You go up to Winchester, Virginia, VMS, Potomac, that's all they run is open cars, and crate cars run with them too. But there's 30-something cars a night running for $1,200, no entry fee. I don't see where everything got wrong down here, where folks started shutting in everybody's brains. And I can't blame it on David, because this was 4 or 5 years ago. People started saying, crates is the only way to go. But even crate drivers themselves are saying they can't stand it no more.
So when you start increasing the money to try to bring you more UMP drivers, and you're still pulling from the same field of drivers, you're not seeing the class grow. If you have 200 drivers in a certain class, you can throw money at the class and invite those guys to come to your racetrack. If you have 14 guys and 8 of them are loyal, what are you throwing your money at? The racetrack's throwing their money to invite those same 14 guys every week. That makes no sense for me to even think that I'm going to have 6 get built, 4 get built, 5 get built. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but if there's no race for them through a whole entire season, there's definitely not going to be anything. I mean, just going off, and I'm sure you've probably had guys, probably not as bad as me, but guys blowing you up saying, why the hell did you get rid of us? Why this? Same thing. But okay, so what about 5 guys that did stick it out, that are local to you, that would say, hey, if it's promoted right, not saying you don't promote it right, but if somebody promotes it right and puts on 3-4 events a year scheduled out right, and not up against county line, maybe it can draw 20 cars, 25 cars. And hell, I worked on my own time. That's what really pisses me off with a lot of folks that get on here and want to run their mouth, is I have over the years taken my own sponsors and sponsor money, and I took my own time during that Race for Kids race to promote bringing crates there. And you still get guys that want to get on here, run their mouth in the chats, want to run their mouths in the comments. That's my time. I don't get paid to promote like these other guys. I don't get paid for none of that. I do it because I love the modifieds and I love racing. But the folks bitching about it is the problem. And that's all it takes is a little bit of time to tell these guys, hey, we're not going to run y'all this weekend. We're going to run this UMP special. But if y'all crate guys want to run, hey, I got a sponsor that's going to give y'all $300 for the highest finishing guy. Every one of them 15 cars are going to show up. Then you got 40 damn modified sitting there.
How many crate cars did you have show up for County Lines race?
What was it? 5, 6.
So how many total did you have?
31.
And your payout was 5,000 to win?
5,000 to win. Up against.
So you got everybody you could get. So you got everybody including the travelers.
So you want to throw out numbers before you throw out the other facts. As a promoter, that race was just put on at a bad time because what was the one up north that Portsmouth was running, and then the big crate race was running at Friendship. So even to pull 31 cars on that weekend, to me, was big. That goes to a promoter standpoint. I'm not the promoter. I'm the driver that wants to see these cars there. I got the partners with me the supporters with me that want to see the cars there. I got the other guys that are scared to voice it that want to see them there. We're not asking to run weekly. We want 3 to 4 races at Fayetteville. That is probably the funnest track to race in North Carolina right now, by far. And we just get thrown off to the side because we
Well,
want
it's
to.
but it's comments that you get all year long that gets everybody thrown there. And I guess what I mean by that is you get fans that beg you, hey, please don't run 9 classes. Please don't run 8 classes.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
run 7. Stop running all these classes. It's crazy. And Ryan told one of them that said this. He said, you got to do some of those lower divisions. You got to do some of those lower classes. You're racing too many. He made the comment. And now that Ryan's upset because he got one of his class got X, Sport Complex got X, Model Lights got X. It wasn't just, hey, I'm picking on one.
Oh, yeah.
I got to pick one. It's the ones that I got to feel like that's going to not just put ass in the seats, but what class can I grow in the future for my next 7 years at Fayetteville? What's going to grow and build me 4 solid classes that I can sink my money into? And I'm sinking my money in a tune of 20 grand coming out of my pocket for the point championship next year. So I'm going to sink it into 4 classes. And I'm sorry people got their ass hurt because I picked those 4. I have really, really loyal, great guys in the Model Lights. I have in the UMPs and in the comics. There's a lot of great guys in there. I had to make a business decision on which way we was going to go. Well, I have a few races for them guys. I hope I can. There might be some Friday night things I can do, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna step out on a limb this year. And if I go broke, I go broke. But if you look at it from this standpoint, I'm gonna get out of there as early as I can. I'm gonna have heat races. Everybody told me no heat races. I'm gonna have heat races. I'm gonna do the fun things that the legends have showed can be fun. So those 4 classes are gonna be staples. We're gonna have a cool late model race. Every race I can have, we're gonna have a cool late model race. And with Rockfish shutting down, if I can figure out a way to bring the other racers in on a Friday night or a Sunday, I'm going to do it. But that's the choices that got made this year.
And I think we got a little off subject from the crate debate, but I'm glad we're talking about it because that's the thing you don't see, David. I do get pissed off about UMPs are gone, but man, I don't know why I got sport compact guys, everybody else. They know I'll voice my opinion. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. Nobody else, just like you say, I pay my bills. I'm gonna say what I want to say, but there's ways to go about it, not to just hex divisions altogether when folks are saying, hey, what about this? Like, even if it was one race, that Renegades the dirt race, we could have probably all worked together and had one badass show, but now it's gone. And
I tried that shit for 2 years, man. I tried it for 2 years. Every week I got people begging me, hey, put me on. Hey, put me on. Hey, we're force gunners from Carolina. We're this, we're that. I tried it for 2 years. Now
and like I said, I can't speak. I cannot. I'm not a promoter. I'm not a series promoter. Maybe when I retire from racing and Lil Jules out there spending all my money and my credit card I'm gonna have to get, maybe. But the way I see it, this is it might hurt feelings, and luckily my comments went away because I'm sick of seeing all the whining and crying again. But
I can't even see comments. So you're ahead of me.
this is racing. And if I'm gonna, White Motors, if you want to drive something that's stock straight out the box, go to White Motors. They sold me my truck. They sold my father-in-law his Dodge. We'll drive them. But this is racing. Let's stop handicapping everything so everybody can ball on a budget and drive modifieds and drive late models. I know we all want to, but we all got to work there to get there a different way than handicapping classes. I ain't toot my own horn, but I started with a $500 modified. I pulled out of the woods and I've worked my ass off to get sponsors, to get races, and to finish better to get up there. And it's not knocking anybody that might have the credit cards or the money to do it a different way. But, if you work hard enough, no matter who you are, you could be, and I'm not knocking this guy whatsoever. I actually like the guy a lot. He works his ass off. Ricky Chavez, if he works his ass off like he does, he could be in a super late model if he wanted. So all these other guys saying, all this handicapped classes do this to get one crate class. I just think there should be the crates and everything else. There's nothing wrong with racing a crate. There just should not be crate only classes. That is my biggest debate, my only debate. And AJ knows that. I used to hound him for it. Like, no, AJ, you ain't going no damn 602 late model racing. But AJ's smart, man. He lives right there. That's all y'all gonna race. Hell, might as well buy one, buy two of them. There's nothing wrong with doing it. But the prior years, even before you got here, David, it's been shoved down all these people's throats that that's the only way racing is going to happen. You know, there's a place for everybody in a division. That's where you need to be. You're going to run up front and just work your ass off to get there. This ain't something that should be handed to you to make you look cooler because you're out there driving a late model or modified in a circle.
All right, chime in, Bill.
We can't hear them.
I can't hear Bill at all.
He probably been trying to cut in on us.
Can't hear AJ at all.
Oh, maybe they're all just hearing us, David. So what are we going to talk about? Shit. I think Austin, while they're trying to get in and cut us off, Austin's got his crate car ready for your race coming up.
Fix your shit, AJ.
There it goes.
I
No,
still don't hear it. I knew Bill couldn't keep quiet that long. I ain't heard him for 20 minutes.
Rooster messaged me, but I guess that's AJ. He said, no, I can't hear him. They probably been telling me to shut up for a damn minute now. They done fouled out. Now we ain't going to get to hear anybody get shot by a collar.
I hear you.
Do we hear him?
Don't hear a thing.
I don't hear AJ.
Still nothing,
Bill,
AJ.
say something. Oh, they're gone. Look. Hell yeah.
Still no AJ.
I know what happened. The damn credit card run out. Swan's back there messing with something.
That's a good time for a bathroom break.
How about now?
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Oh, why ain't you drinking, first of all?
yeah, why ain't you got a beer in your
What the
hand?
hell?
Okay.
What the hell you talking about?
Oh, my man.
All right,
Been
perfect.
drinking the whole time.
Just making sure.
So you were talking about the switch and everything, right? And I'm gonna get AJ. Although we're running over a little bit in time, I'm gonna get AJ to see if we can bring Daniel Parker on this damn show because he switched from the umps where he smoked everybody's ass. In fact,
He won every race, didn't he?
In fact, he took Austin Holcomb's car
That was a bad.
and outrun fucking Austin with it.
Yeah.
And Austin can drive, but Daniel's a fucking wheelman.
Yeah.
And, so Daniel switched from open wheel to the 602 late models.
Yeah.
So AJ, see if you can get Daniel on here.
Okay.
Maybe he'll answer.
Make sure
and
he's
come
He
got
might
a shirt on tonight.
Don't get fucking Chris.
I hope he's got that fucking belly covered up. Who wants to see that belly button?
Oh, we had to see it enough this year.
What's up?
There he is.
What's up, Danny
Ice
D?
Cream man.
I'm gonna protest David Mitchell.
Hell yeah.
What's up, man? Hope is Dave.
Hey, so Daniel. So
Yeah.
obviously you've heard what we're talking about on here. What made you go from the ump modifieds? Because you told me yourself that you thought that the crate class was going to be some bullshit, but just the other day you told me, you said, "Man, I fuck of it. It's way faster, way more power than I thought it was. Love it." What made you switch from ump to crate?
Money. Pretty much just money.
Yeah, but you took wore out shit and wore their ass out anyway.
It took a lot of money to do it.
Tell
A
that damn-
lot of money and time people don't see.
That's right.
Right.
We get Chris to come off some
So-
of that damn money. We'd be all right.
So how much cheaper would you say it's going to be for you to run crate than it is for you to run ump?
Well, the shocks is way cheaper. The engine, you probably save, if you're gonna do it and you're going races, you're gonna save 15 to 20 a year easy.
So basically, you could field another car just about it for what you save.
I mean, I don't think you're going to build a car for that
I
too
said you
much
could field
anymore and
another
win
car.
races.
No, I
Yeah,
said you could field another car.
I mean, it'd be close. I mean, if you're going to do it and you're going to do it jam up, I mean, you got to. There's not too many of them boys that don't blows up one motor a year, so that's at best $10,000 to fix that if you can. And I was fortunate enough to not really hurt a motor, but I think one time out of 3 years, and it was just the right time to make the switch.
What about tires, man? On the crate cars, are you saving money on tires? I mean, I know there's a shortage with all the shit that's going on with tires and everything, but
I bought 10 brand new tires when I bought the car from Greg, and I think we burned our first tire off on the right rear at Charlotte. Other than that, I mean, all the tires are, still in damn good shape.
That must be the only damn reason
Yeah,
you
race.
lost the damn race. Though,
Do you feel like you're still racing, Daniel? Do you still feel like you're racing? Do you feel like you're going too slow? That it's terrible?
No, it's I think last time we qualified, we were about 0.3 faster than the track record at Fayetteville with a UMP car. So I'd say it's fast enough.
yeah, I can definitely tell. It feels a lot faster.
It's just a whole different type of driving. I mean, you don't. I don't know how to explain it. You are in the gas a lot more, but you are, just like at Charlotte, you go so daggone fast. Eventually, something's got to give.
Well, do you feel like I felt like if I missed the line once, it screwed up. I mean, I would lose so much time. You have to be perfect almost every lap. Is it?
It reminds me of being in a yard cart with about 5 or 6 of your buddies, and you all weigh 100 pounds. You're all racing like hell. Ain't nobody cares that you got 6 horsepower Briggs & Strattons.
Or Charles Carter prepping your tires.
Say what now?
I said, or Charles Carter prep tires.
I still ain't understood what y'all did.
He's talking shit. But so Daniel, you say it's basically money.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. That's the only reason we've done it for money.
Well, and see, I think Ryan's argument is so like you. I will use your car for example, your late model. You're jumping in there with a top of the line piece, and he's saying basically all you got to do is switch the motor, shocks, and go late model racing. He's saying that that's truly not a crate class. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I think Ryan.
It's the same difference as a modified. I mean, you take the shocks and the motor off of it, you can go UMP racing or you can go crate racing. They're all a built car. I mean, if you want to have a crate car with a fully blown, everybody has the same chassis, then I mean, I guess you need to go ARCA racing.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah,
it is a limited car. It is a super car, I guess, if you change motors and transmissions. But I mean, that's with anything.
Right.
Well, and Brian, I feel like maybe one of your things you were saying that it costs just as much to run crate as it does UMP.
No,
but I don't personally feel like that.
No,
or maybe that was Doug that said that.
Did not say that. Never said that. Won't say it. But like Daniel just agreed to, you're even in the. I can't speak for the late model stuff. I don't mess with late models. I'm staying away from them. As much as Swan swears I need to be in one, I won't be in one. But the thing is that it's a niche with the modifieds. Just said you can change it and go with a simple change of shocks if you want, tires and motor, and boom, you got a UMP car. And in this region, it's a niche. It's all it is. The late model stuff's a little bit different. And I've said from day one, it should have never been any of the 602 stuff. They should have went 604s if they were going to do it. And if they wanted to do an all crate class, do a 604. The 604 would compete even more on the modified side from the crate to the open. And then we already had 604 crate late models. Now we got 604 crate late models. We got 602 crate late models. We got super late models.
You got 602 and 604s because you got 604s with super shocks and stacked springs. You got 602s that relates more to your UMPs because you're only allowed to run one spring and one bump stop on the right front. Your shocks are not even, they're if anything, they're probably cheaper than the modified shocks we were running.
They are
It's
cheap.
not even close to comparable. I've done both of them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I can't speak for the late model stuff, and it is what it is that they want to run the 602 late models. I just, we all want to go out here and everybody's got their opinion, and that's all I got's my opinion, and my opinion ain't wrong, just like Daniel's ain't wrong, AJ's ain't wrong, Dave's ain't wrong, Bill's ain't wrong, Chad maybe.
I mean,
But
when I get off
Mine's
on
probably
work on
wrong.
Friday and I look at a schedule and see what they're racing and what kind of money they're paying, and that's what I'm gonna go try to get me a race car if we can afford it, and get together with everybody and your sponsors. And well, shit, boy, they racing them twice every weekend, and they paying $2,000,
Good money.
$3,000, $5,000. That's what I'm gonna go race. I'm not gonna go race something that, well, we got to get with my buddies and see if we can put this race on or get this racetrack. We'll give them $1,000 to run us tonight with 6 cars.
yeah,
That's right.
That gets old.
It does. And it gets
you're
old on the
right.
promoting end of it. It gets really old on the promoting end of it, begging for 5 or 6 people to show up when you got 15 or 20 of the other classes coming. So you start giving your money to those classes, just like we do the Index guys. Start giving your money to those guys that are showing up.
Please do.
Well, you got to give it to the people that's loyal to you.
Hey, I already showed the schedule today. You got a bunch of races out there.
No doubt. I'm gonna miss the fucking first one.
But Dave, so I think some of this, even with Ryan's comments, I think some of this sort of proves your stand on it. As far, like Ryan said, he's a racer. He's not a promoter. He wants to race. It doesn't matter if there's 2 cars out there. He wants to fucking get out there and rub fenders and race. But as a promoter, we all know that if it ain't profitable, you can't do it.
Right.
And
Unfortunately, if the roles were reversed and it was UMPs running, because like I said, that's what I've owned. That's all I've ever owned. That's all I've ever done. And if they were in the area, we wouldn't be running crates. We'd be running UMPs. It's what the market demands.
So I don't give this guy a lot of credit often, but Chris Parker told me several years back,
Oh, Lord.
even when he was racing, he said, that class is fucking dead. He said, and you're going to see it gone. And like I said, as bad as I hate to fucking say it, because he'll probably call me in a minute and tell me that he was right. He was right.
He's good at that.
But like I said, we wanted to bring y'all on here because we didn't want.
Let's go back. Where's it dead at when the Dirt Track World Championship brings 90 of them?
Yeah, but we ain't talking about the Dirt Track World Championship. We're talking about Festival Motor Speedway.
We got to stop. We got to stop.
They don't race
Y'all don't. David don't like when his track gets bashed. Anybody don't like when their class gets bashed.
Nobody likes the baby being
got
called
to
ugly.
stop saying that the class is dead. The class is not dead.
No, just here.
The region.
The region.
Yeah.
Right.
But
what I'm saying to you is,
who's working? Tell me one guy. No, actually, tell me 2 guys, because you can name one right now because you're looking at him. Tell me 2 guys in this region that actually work, that y'all will admit works to promote UMP modifieds.
Well, hell, before Daniel switched, he did. But the thing is,
promote,
what I'm saying,
to get on social media, to get in sponsors' ears. Man, I got the old series promoters from long ago that used to ask me to help them, and I'm like, wait, you're not paying me, you're not letting me get entry fees, you're not doing nothing like that. Why am I doing it? Daniel Parker called me and asked me, hey, where we racing? Where we doing all this? Because he knows I'll voice it and go, hey, we want to fucking race. Daniel wants to race. I want to race, But there's nobody in this region that voices their opinion for UMP as much as I do, because it's not dead. It's dead in this region. And until I'm blue in the face, I'll preach that UMP can come back in this region. Maybe not like it was back when Chris Parker ran and dominated, and maybe not like when Daniel dominates, but there's a lot of us, and there's a lot of the crate modified guys that want to see the UMPs come back. But when the series promoters and the track promoters are not under the same impression and got the same passion for it, that ain't my fault. And if anybody wants to get mad at me for my passion with UMP, I don't care. I don't need them. They ain't paying my bills. They ain't on my car. But if they got a racetrack like David, then I still got to give him about 51% of the respect, because I'm going to have to race there sooner or later. Whether it's now, it's 7 years from now. Well, I'll be too old to race then. But you know, it's all the passion in what we all want to do, and
you got to realize
it's nothing personal, but it's personal to my class that I want to see grow, just like Bill and Chad want to see the legends grow, AJ and now Daniel and the Parkers want to see grow, and no different than a promoter wants to see their track grow. So
right until you're fighting a losing
until
battle.
some other UMP guys step,
You're fighting a losing battle, bud. I'm telling you right now. I've known Sam Diggers when Sam Diggers took over the UMP when he was the director. UMP, Sam Diggers does not give a shit about Fayetteville or anybody in North Carolina. They are not promoting UMP. You are the guy. You're the man. You're promoting it. When you don't have
it's not even UMP, but you got USMTS that runs open motors. You got USRA or
let's go
whatever
back
that
to
is.
UMP. You got Indiana, you got Tennessee, you got Madison, you got Missouri, you got Illinois, you got all them places that run UMP. That's United Midwest Promoters. Them some bitches don't give a damn about the East Coast. They don't care. And we got you right here. Let's go.
I see what you're saying.
They won't even give my track champion a race at Charlotte to let him race, and they let you and Ryan and Doug Penny race in that fucking race, and they wouldn't even let Case Daniels run in that race. We don't need UMP.
I thought Case did run in that race.
He did not run in the Invitational. He didn't get invited. And we asked and we got told no. So we don't care. We don't care about UMP at Fayetteville.
Well,
I've been a member all my life.
And that I understand now what you're saying. And they did change it to where it used to be past champions and all that crap. And I don't know why they changed it to the top 10 qualifiers and then alternates and all this crap. I didn't agree with it. There's a lot of stuff I don't agree with.
I am the only UMP sanctioned track in North Carolina, and my guy didn't get to race in a race at Charlotte. Not good with me. So I'm not going to support him. AJ, you're gone again. Hello. You're gone. No AJ. No AJ.
He done hit a damn button again. And David, I get your point on that, and I would be pissed off too. I mean, you know, the way they changed it, I see Ryan Ayers couldn't get in it. A couple other ones, and the alternates I didn't agree with. I was in it because I qualified in the top 10, and that was the rule. So if anybody else didn't make it in, it's not my fault. We qualified up there by the fucking luck of the gods, but and a hammer down.
It's just you. All it is you saying that nobody wants to promote UMP in North Carolina. You're fighting a battle all by yourself. If you can't get the main dog,
you know what? And you got a good point, because with UMP and Dirt Car being stationed here, it's kind of crazy that this isn't the UMP capital. North Carolina should be the UMP capital, but it's Illinois. It's all those guys up there. And when I went to Fairbury, it was totally different. It's a totally different atmosphere. The modifieds are loved and respected, but I've said for years, you can ask my kid, man, we sit in the shop and I go, how is this? UMP is literally based out of Charlotte, and we don't get, the backing that we think we should, but it is what it is. And it ain't taking nothing from Jason Walls. Jason Walls is one smart SOB, and I haven't got a chance to mention him during this thing, but that man, he found something and ran with it, and he's promoting it. And that's what somebody in UMP in North Carolina needs to do. And nobody will just do it because they don't have the backing, like you said.
So, can y'all hear?
There they are.
Yep.
Okay. I think my little computer. There's so much going on. It's trying to.
It is. So, Dave, you said there was how many? 280.
280 Mid-East modifieds with the number 602 stamped on the motor. Because I've talked to him about, hey, let's open the motor up. Let's change the motor rule. There's 280 with 602 stamped on the motor racing last year.
How many umps?
We have a total of 30. 30.
So basically, you're saying that it's just strictly numbers. I mean, it is what it is. If
Well,
you can't
we're
get,
not asking to be a weekly class though, Bill. That's
Right,
the difference.
right.
How many
well, I think
Probably
super late
what they need.
models?
Those 30 need a traveling series in North and South Carolina to go
Good idea.
around.
right. But I think that Ryan,
Nothing weekly.
I think that if you went out and you had 15 of those 30 guys called, not send a fucking text, call Dave Mitchell on the phone and speak to him and say, we're going to come to your race if you add us one time a month. I guarantee you that the man would work with you in any kind of way. Because listen,
But that's the
we
thing.
started.
We're talking real numbers like David talks. And it's not David, but you can't go, well, 15 guys are going to come that once a month. Even once a month's tough in this region. You know, everybody keeps throwing the numbers of 280 or whatever 602s and 30 something.
We need to fix some street.
But it's the same thing with, if you compare super late models to limiteds, there ain't that many super late models here, but when they put on a super late model show, they're going to show up. Them guys will come and travel because it's going to get promoted. I'm not asking for once a month. That's still probably in this region a lot to ask for. And David knows that, and other folks know that. County Line knows that. We got 5 races at County Line. We got 5 races at Halifax. If we would have had 5 races at Fayetteville this year, I wouldn't have to leave 2.5 hours from my house this year, except to go to Fairbury, to Florida, and maybe Georgia, and that's it. And I would have done it. But if not, then I live 7 miles from Virginia. I'll go up to run Virginia Motor Speedway with 28
AJ, you
cars.
need to fix the feed, bud.
Huh?
What's that?
Need to fix the feed. Everything's frozen.
It's not frozen on my end.
No, we can see y'all
Yeah,
fine.
see y'all
Are you froze, or Ryan? Do you see us froze?
I think Bill and Chad are the ones froze.
I'm not. Well, we're not moving on.
Yeah, we're just
We're-
sitting here listening.
We're sitting still.
I don't
We're
know.
listening.
I got above.
But I
But
think,
that's the
like
thing.
I
We gotta
said,
stop trying to. We gotta stop trying to say it like we're trying to race weekly. We know, just
got
like the limited late models, you can't run them weekly. They're spread too far out. Even County Line. County Line is one of the places that does run them weekly, and they see a diminishing car count because you have the steel block series, you have the fuel series, you have all those guys that are trying to step on their toes, and it's no different than the UMPs. It's say, because you can't get them guys to move up, but when you're trying to entice these guys to go run, the crate class to spend this money to run, that's what they're going to do. If all Fayetteville ran was, or if Fayetteville was the only track around here and all they ran was 602 street stocks, everybody in the country around here, or everybody in the country around here, everybody in the state around here will buy 602 street stocks. It's whatever you put on, them guys are going to work towards to be there. If the guys don't want to work for it, they want to just go out there and buy something, throw it in it, not have to work on it, go run your local go-kart track. $19, you go to Rush Hour Karting and Garner, beat them up. You ain't got to fix them and go back racing. It's not bashing Fayetteville. It's not bashing the crates. It's not doing any of that. It's saying there's other ways to go about it, but it is me saying there should not be a crate-only class at a racetrack, period. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face.
so you got some words that you want to say before we get off of here? Because we got another interesting part of the show coming up.
I see Dave's froze.
Dave, you're froze.
Dave's
He
gone.
just jumped away to
Hey,
something.
his credit card ran out.
Yeah, I think it's that Burgal reception, as Ricky Chavis said.
So Ryan, I'm glad you brought up County Line.
Oh, he's coming back in.
Cool.
I think that's what it was.
I
It
need
might
to
have
run
been.
more Legends at County Line. I raced there once. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, and look, that's the thing with Little Tool coming up. Luckily, Doug Penny and his wife, let him get in that car, and he's done really good in it to start off the night, and he struggled through the night. But seeing him at County Line was kind of cool. He loves Fayetteville. He's, Dad, I want to go there. I'm like, dude, you got to slow down there first off. But there, we want to see him at Halifax. I'm as passionate with anything he races as anybody is passionate with what they race or what they promote. And you know, if we could see the legends move around a little bit, we know they can't run weekly at County Line or whatever. But just like Chad just said, hey, I'd like to see him there a couple times. Hey, I'd like to see us at Fayetteville a couple times. You know, it's just one of them things. We're not asking for a lot. We're just asking to be respected and give us the respect that's been given throughout the years in the division, and go there. But I set out a schedule. That's the way I do it. That's the way my sponsors and partners want me to do it. And that's the way I do it. If you're not on my schedule, you know, I can't help it. But, you know, if you know, somebody like Fayetteville had 5 races, I'd be there for 5 races. I don't need to go to, you know, my sponsors are here. My partners like Swift and Outpace and all that, they're nationwide. They don't care where I race at. They just want to see me on the racetrack. So I'm going to support whoever supports UMP. I'm going to support whoever supports Legends, and I'm going to support all my customers. Other than that, my year's full. You know, I'll go out and hang out with Bill and them down there and drink their Michelob Ultras out the cooler and all that. But
and that's fine. You're more than welcome.
AJ might have moved on from late model, but AJ was a customer of mine. You know, I'm gonna go watch AJ run his damn late model. I don't care if I like him or not.
Come on now, that's right.
The late model, not AJ.
Well, like I said, man, AJ,
You know,
bring Dave back in.
I'm gonna go down there and watch it, but
see, can you hear us now, Dave?
Dave, can you hear us?
I think, yeah, it's showing that he's got bad reception or something.
You pay your damn internet bill, Dave?
So listen, Dave can't hear us, but we're going to tell y'all both thank you, man, for coming on.
Absolutely.
And voicing your opinions. Like I said, you know, we wanted to get both of y'all on here just to get it out to everybody how you feel. And you're a big voice in the ump world, Ryan. And, you know, Dave, of course, he's from the ump world, but he's on the promoting side now.
I'm going to just call him on the phone so
that's perfect. And hold on, wait for
Dave. We're just going to get you on the phone. We're about to wind it up.
But. So what I was saying is I want to thank both of y'all, man, personally, for coming on and being respectful in the debate, man, and sort of open people's eyes that didn't know the difference between the two and just everything that y'all facing as far as from a promoter standpoint and a racer standpoint where and I won't say dying class again, I'll say that it's dying in this region.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That so everybody can see, because I didn't, to be honest about the situation, I told AJ, I said, I don't want people thinking Dave is just axing the class to be axing the class, because I talked to Dave about it beforehand. But once I seen certain guys leave that class from around here, I knew that the class would be gone. And I knew that y'all would be fighting an uphill battle to try to keep the class, because at the end of the day, he can't pay out more than he takes in, you know, and you got to put the cars on the racetrack where the people are going to show up. It's just that simple. Do I think that he'll probably figure out a way to get y'all there? He will, because he's a racer. He wants to see racers race.
Well, let me tell you what it's going to take. It's going to take leadership on somebody else's role besides Fayetteville's, because you can't ride on the skirt tails of series. You have the Dirt Cup Challenge, who's not bringing in cars. You have the SEDMS that has went away. You have the Renegades of Dirt, they showed up. So you have all these series that try to show up. Then we have these big, nice 3,000 and 5,000 races. They're the local guys anyway. So I've got a 10-card field or a 15-card field and 1 or 2 stragglers from a series. That's not a series. A series is 15 or 20 cars are coming to a racetrack. And we have no leadership in North Carolina for a UMP series. So Ryan Toole's the dictator. Let him be our series director now and start a series for UMPs by Ryan Toole.
Yeah. Then I get yelled at like David Mitchell.
Well, guys, again,
problem solved.
Again, we thank y'all, man. We thank Daniel for coming on and giving his insight. And we're gonna get y'all out of here because we got a special guest in the studio today for our first episode of Shock Therapy. Ryan, too, I think you're gonna love this right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the Hulk himself, Ronnie Long, in here
Oh
for Shock Therapy. I wish Dave was here so I could let him push the fucking button.
They're gonna hurt my
hell!
only teammate I have.
But I feel like I owe him all the fucking parts he tore up on our shit this year. But so like I said again, guys, we thank y'all, man, and we appreciate y'all being a part of it. Dave, again, we want to bring you back at another time just to talk about the racetrack, man, and talk about maybe bring you, Kip, and some other people on and just give us a feel of what you're gonna do for 2022.
A lot of exciting things are coming.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for joining.
Thank
Thanks,
y'all.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so now where's Ronnie at?
Don't break the damn door, Ronnie.
Where's the Hulk at?
Do I need to do I need to kind of move a camera towards the
I think so. I think you
That
should.
would probably gonna be a good idea, Adrian.
And before we go any further, guys, I want to say I want to send condolences out to the Lucas family.
Oh man.
We all of y'all guys are in our prayers, man, and we love y'all, and we send our prayers and condolences out to you and everybody in the family, man.
Dun, dun, dun. What was the Huck theme song?
So-
That's what we should have played. That'd been awesome. David, is your name David or Ronnie?
This right here is real dog shot collar, and this right here happens to be the remote.
Hey, I bet Charlie Cancel would love to have this thing, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah.
Get live, damn it, Ronnie.
So, Ronnie, how we going to do this? Listen, first of all, I want you to come around here so the camera
You
can
hit
see
me,
you,
big son
and
of a bitch,
the
I'm gonna
microphone
punch
can
you.
hear
I'm,
you.
I'm gonna put y'all as the main camera on this deal.
So, AJ, you're gonna have to speak in my mic, Ronnie. Come on.
And I'll put me down there in a little deal.
All right. So, as y'all know,
Hey, Swanee, let him hold that chair real quick.
this is somewhat Chad's teammate, I guess.
That
you
way.
could say.
Yeah, when he stopped wrecking.
Well, I mean, but he did tear up more shit in our car than any fucking body at the racetrack.
Hey, Ronnie, but we got fast
But,
at the end. Didn't we?
So, Ronnie, we got this nice little shot collar right here. All right. So, I want you in the camera, and I want you to understand that we are not responsible for your old ass having a heart attack, for your pure not working no more.
Dude, I'm doing this
That's
just to
something
make the
that's
show
fucking
good.
broke.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna strap this onto your arm, right?
Arm, I thought we were doing around his neck.
No, we're gonna do it around his
Let's
neck.
do it, dog.
I would love to do it around his neck, but we can't take that light.
Motherfucker.
We're gonna get it on here. We got to make sure.
My goddamn.
We gotta
We're
make
gonna
sure
have
the
to
connection's
test
good.
Crystal, you're gonna have to work extra hard tomorrow to play out.
You're going to have to rub this
So-
motherfucker tonight. I promise.
So, Ronnie, I wouldn't do a lot of talking shit
You
because
better don't get too
Is the
happy
other
with that
guest out there,
fucking remote
JD?
Either.
is the other guest out there?
Hold on. Who the hell you bringing up? Always a surprise when it comes to your shit.
Let me see if that thing flashes green.
You better know how to operate that motherfucker now.
You'll know right here in a second.
Do you want a fucking test run? You talking shit? Okay.
So she'll put him in his
So
straight
Crystal
jacket
Martin,
first.
inside the set real quick. Come inside, Crystal. For y'all that don't know, this is the hardest working woman at the racetrack right here.
That is.
Down.
The hardest
Oh,
working
God.
woman at the racetrack. Come on around here, Crystal. Come behind Ronnie over here.
He's got to put up with his shit.
And you know this guy here, he just
Let
talks
me
shit
find out y'all
after shit
motherfuckers
after
said this
shit. Hey,
Don't you handle
be
that
quiet.
goddamn remote.
Because this is right here. You know who can shock
I
you?
will fire your ass.
Hey,
You can't
be
fire.
nice. Be nice. You see where my fingers at?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
Yes.
yeah. So this is the deal. So we're gonna ask you a few trivia questions on here. And if you get them wrong, Crystal's gonna shock the shit out of your ass. Yeah. So here you go, Crystal. So listen, you see this top button right here?
I
Well,
got
what
this.
is you over there looking at her like you crazy for then?
I want to slap
Fuck
the
it,
shit
hit the
out of
button,
her.
Crystal.
Don't do it.
Crystal, hit the button. Don't be scared. Hit the fucking button.
Hey, can y'all hear us out there? If you can hear us, please let us know.
Ronnie, what are you breathing on?
Somebody say no camera, AJ.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
and no sound. AJ,
Okay.
not on the camera.
All right, now it's. I tried. That's what it is. I tried to take myself off to make sure it was stream better, but my sound's running through mine, so I put myself
Swanee,
back in.
Can you see if you can hear it? Or
Hannah
one of y'all.
said
She
no.
says she can hear
Okay.
now.
Hannah
Okay.
said no.
So,
All right.
So, back in your younger days, who was your favorite racer?
Scott Autry.
All right. So, did you watch Scott throughout his racing career?
Periodically.
Periodically. What class did Scott Archie start in at the Fayetteville Motor Speedway?
Late models.
Mini stock.
God done. Hold the motherfucker.
Hold his hand. Hold his hand.
You just fucking hit it.
It was the
Hey. Those up here.
Oh,
But she's back.
She's supposed
I
to
got
do
a
what she's
question.
doing.
Question. I got a question.
But we supposed
You know
to be
he,
teammates.
you know he
Remember
ran
this.
number one, right?
You do not like
I
it when I
understand
wreck
it.
you.
I
Oh,
understand.
time out.
Hey, you know he ran number one, right?
Yes.
What other number did he run?
You wait, I get you in turn
He's
2 or
Fable,
3
baby.
mode.
He's Fable. You
Hey.
gotta be he's Fable guy.
What number did Scott Archie run before he run one?
Hey, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna simplify it for you. 1 through 15. Pick a damn number.
Really? It's like winning the fucking lottery. That's not
Hey,
gonna happen.
Well, you're going to win it in just
you
a
signed
second.
it, not me.
Sure. I just want y'all to try it.
Can y'all? All
I
right.
did.
All right. Can y'all hear us now? If you're out there, because we.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so we're gonna have to do those all over again, Ronnie.
Yeah,
Well, hell, you know the answer to them.
yeah, you won't miss one.
Forgot.
Yes.
So let's see if
No.
you forgot. So the 01, the 15, the
Jimmy
29.
McDuffie. I do remember that.
I didn't say 11.
You were going to.
What? So
We were talking about
who is the director of the Carolina Street Outlaw series?
Say what?
The director of the Carolina Street Outlaw series.
The question: who is the director of the Carolina Outlaw Street Series?
There you go. That series.
he might have been here tonight.
I don't know.
He's right there. Hey, JD, introduce yourself to
Hey,
Ronnie.
JD.
Crystal shocked the hell out of him.
Hey,
You're fucking holding
hey,
bitch.
hey, you know he works. You know he works with. He works with somebody on our team.
Who was that?
Tracy Bain. So
Told him that.
here's the easy one for you. This is the easy one. You've
I
only
don't
got
believe
3
a
to go.
goddamn word you're
You got
saying right
you
now.
got
Easy
3 to
is not
fucking
your
go.
word.
You got 3.
Has he got one right yet?
Joe Adams, are you watching this shit right here?
Where's all your damn fans?
Tell
You
me.
got a
I
damn
don't know,
trophy and I ain't
I'm
getting
a
shit.
fucking-
Do you watch Shine Runners Racing Radio?
No, I don't.
You
So don't
don't?
ask me no questions about it.
Hey, it's so simple.
Yeah.
What is this guy right here's nickname?
I don't even know this fucking dude.
We gotta give away some tickets.
What does he look like?
A woolly bugger?
A woolly booger.
Hey, that's pretty close.
Sasquatch.
No. Not
So I'm gonna give you a fucking real easy.
God
Name 3 of AJ Ballinger's top sponsors.
damn. You act like I walk around looking at sponsors on cars.
It's cause she done got one on me.
Well,
Where's
BGE for one.
Right?
What's AJ?
Man, where's your fucking cars at on the wall when I need one?
They're there's one over there. You better put
Bobby
your glasses
Taylor?
on.
Bobby Taylor.
All right. And Arrow. We good.
Arrow is not one of my sponsors.
Slap him.
Hit him.
So
Damn it, Ronnie.
Y'all motherfuckers.
Oh.
How are we gonna say
So
that?
check this out. So you
This,
know
this settles all up on parts and everything. After this, we are done.
Hey, we get some souped up spindles. Fuck
you've
that
only
shit.
got 2 more.
No, bitch, you said 3 and you done asked me 2.
That
You
was
got
1 more. Okay.
What do you
So this one gets I get to do this one.
Oh God.
Um,
Moving that fucker.
So there all the cars at the racetrack have a number on them, right?
Right.
Some have letters before the numbers, right? So what was the letter before the number 1 on Scott Archer's car?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Damn it, Ronnie.
Come on.
You ain't no
Ronnie.
damn Scott Archer fan. I can't
Yes,
believe
sir.
it.
Okay.
Motherfucker, this was like.
So
15
you don't
years
even
ago.
know then. Just say I don't know, and I ain't gonna shock you. I'm gonna give you a double
Now,
nut.
let me get it.
I'm gonna give you a double nut.
Take your finger
We
off
gonna
the
get
button.
him on
I'm gonna give you a double nut.
All right, I don't know.
So, what was Chris Parker's number?
Oh, I don't even know him either, buddy. God damn. Oh,
I don't think it was a number, Ronnie. Right, me saying I told you not
So-
my motherfucker.
So that was an episode of Shock Therapy
fuck.
featuring the whole Ronnie Long.
Hey, I got
Nice
to give it up.
cousin.
I got to give it up for him on
Hey,
that one, man.
definitely, everybody's got to give it up.
Teammate,
Um,
teammate, bud. We're taking over shit next year.
So before we get off of here, man, we got to thank Jeremy. Is that right? Jeremy at Max Tent.
Yep.
And we got 4 tickets here for the Fayetteville Marksman's game. The first 4 people that can come on the comment section and tell me where AJ Ballinger finished in his first crate late model race
There you go.
wins these tickets.
Hopefully our computer doesn't freeze up. Hey, and by the way, while we're taking a chance to watch the comments, y'all make sure you like and subscribe. We thank you guys so much for the support. Follow us, AJ Bellinger Motorsports on Facebook.
So Jeff
Jeff
Skills.
Shields.
Ricky changed that last AJ, ain't
Mama.
Hater.
Landon.
Yeah.
Honeycutt.
That's
and we need one more.
2, 3. Let's see.
Ricky, you all wrong. Goddamn, you done named every number in the field and you still ain't got it right.
Ricky, you were there, damn it. You should have known better than that. He's like Tojo. He cares about
Tojo. Where's Tojo? He needs to be on shock therapy.
We are going to get Tojo on shock therapy, and it's going to be 90% questions about Jerry Johnson.
He'll win.
I'm just telling you right now. He can tell us what kind of underwear the man wears.
Dwayne Parker.
So, where can we get these guys?
However, we need to write them down so we don't forget them. Jeff Shields, Landon, Mama,
and Dwayne.
Okay.
Like I said, guys, we appreciate y'all, man, for supporting us and helping us get this thing going.
One more time.
Ronnie, is this your last episode of Shock Therapy, or will you come back on?
But you ain't holding that.
Are you gonna?
We're friends. You're my only teammate.
Hey, are you making threats back there?
No.
You're the teammate I have.
She gonna sleep with me tonight, though.
She knows all she's got to do now. She exactly what. Just get a dog collar, put it on him while he's asleep, and light his ass up.
Like that shit, freaky.
How you feel today?
I feel fine. I'm just leaving here a little.
You don't even have to drink coffee no more.
Why is his hand itching? Why is his hand itching?
Go ahead, AJ. You can take us out of here.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Shock Therapy. Thank you again to Dave Mitchell and Brian Toole for coming on and being with us in the Great Crate Debate. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on all our social media, and we'll be back for the next one. Thank you guys, Bell. Thank you, Chad.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, bitches.
Merry Christmas, everybody.